So I recently found this old box of letters that I had kept from before I was with Bill Gothard and after I was with Bill Gothard. And they were all in this little box. It looks like a Christmas box. And if I open it up, I was his secretary for a year, and I am the one that he wanted to marry.
In this video, you will get the whole story about this claim, but also what is in that box. There was something very shocking that I noticed when I saw her open this box, and it has a lot to do with this false idea that she has that Bill Gothard wanted to marry her. You will want to see this. In the first video in this series, I showed a sample of Rachel's handwritten letters to Mr. Gothard that made it very clear that he was a mentor to her and she was grateful for his help and advice over decades of time. He even traveled to New Zealand to attend her wedding. Now, Rachel is using her friendship with a famous man to garner attention online. And she is doing other things to garner attention online as well, which I will show later in this series. But the claim that Mr. Gothard wanted to marry her is wholly false. Here is the real story. Back in the 1990s, over several years, Bill Gothard's mother had been encouraging him to get married. Bill himself didn't really want to get married at that time, but as he teaches, believed it was wise to consider the counsel of his parent. He thought maybe his mother's promptings could be God's calling him to consider marriage, although deep down he didn't feel that it was necessarily the right thing to do. Because of her urging, the IBOP board, in one session, had a discussion about the possibility. Bill had no candidates in mind and had a strong belief that singleness was what God was calling him to do. During the discussion, Dr. Roy Blackwood, this is a name you'll want to remember, a board member, made the suggestion of Rachel Lees as a possible candidate. Now believe me, you will want to know what was in that box in regards to this. Bill immediately rejected this idea, and the board agreed that she was way too young and it would not be appropriate. The discussion moved on from there to other aspects of the very possibility of Bill getting married at all. The conclusion was, Bill decided he should continue to focus solely on his ministry and not pursue the idea of marriage at all at that time. At no time did Bill Gothard ever want to or suggest marrying Rachel Lees. He did not bring it up to the board. He did not request permission from the board. He never proposed to her. And here is the crux of what happened to turn Rachel from a friend and fan of Bill to an enemy and a person who uses her friendship with him to try to gain financially through the failed lawsuit and now for attention online. Around 2012, another board member named Tom Hill, who was in attendance at this board meeting at the time, told a woman who was friends with Rachel about the incident at the meeting. She told Rachel that Bill had requested permission from the board to marry her, which was totally untrue. From what I have found out, even Mr. Hill openly admitted it was not Bill that suggested Rachel, and Bill himself said it was not him. It was Dr. Blackwood who made that suggestion, and it was immediately rejected by Bill and by the board. That is the truth of it. When Rachel heard this false account years later that Bill had wanted to marry her, she took up offense that Bill had not told her about it. She wrote him an angry letter. Here is part of what she wrote. Quote, "Now I am asking for some plain and honest truth. I was over the age of 18. It wasn't illegal for you to want to marry me. You're not going to incriminate yourself by admitting this to me and explaining. I have a right to know, and you have an obligation to tell me. You should have told me about this 20 years ago, but you chose not to. So now I am asking for the explanation. This is part of my history too, and instead of having to make up the details and fill in the blanks myself, I have decided to come to you for the truth and the story behind it. And as someone who professes to be my friend, and as someone I thought was my friend, and whom I have protected and defended and loved, you need to do this for me." Unquote. In the last video, I read some of the letter that Bill wrote to respond to this request. In it, he stated, quote, "I can honestly say before the Lord that my desire was to build a strong friendship with you and your family that would last for the rest of our lives. Those who have talked to you have totally misunderstood my motives and goals." Unquote. When I specifically asked Bill about this incident, here is what he wrote me. Quote, "My mother wanted me to get married, but I had dedicated my life to single service to the Lord. When Dr. Blackwood suggested in a board meeting that I marry Rachel, I affirmed my commitment to singleness and never told Rachel because I did not want to put ideas in her mind and damage our friendship. This is why she was mad at me. I never told her. Our friendship lasted long after she left the Institute. I attended her wedding in New Zealand and have hundreds of grateful letters from her years after she left." Unquote. Okay, now here, something I found very, very interesting. When I was looking at Rachel's recent attempt to use her friendship with Bill Gothard to grab attention, she opens this box of old letters. Guess whose stack of letters is on top? Do you see that? Dr. Roy Blackwood. She has a stack of letters from Dr. Blackwood, who is the same man who suggested that Bill marry her. What? When I saw this, I asked some other people in the know about it. What I was told is that Dr. Blackwood favored Rachel. It wasn't said in any way that was suggesting misconduct on his part, but it is clear that he had more contact with her, and that is probably why she came to mind when the idea of marriage for Bill was brought up. Considering her giddy attitude about Mr. Gothard, Dr. Blackwood probably just blurted out her name, which again was immediately rejected by Bill and the entire IBLP board. But again, Bill never wanted to marry Rachel, nor did he suggest it, ask the board about it, and certainly never proposed to her or any such thing. Rachel is using this whole situation to try to gain attention and seem like she has more importance in IBLP and with Gothard than is actually the case. And when she got angry about all this, she began to campaign with others to take him down. Next time, up to 2 weeks before the lawsuit allegations, Rachel had been writing positive and glowing things about Mr. Gothard. And then, suddenly, once she found out about this board meeting 20 years before, she claimed to have repressed memories of abuse, claimed that she was groomed, and etc. We'll talk about that next time. Thanks for watching, and please remember to subscribe, share, and comment below.